what do you say to your very good colleague and also the chairman of West Coast Region, Yankuba Darboe? What is your assessment of his performance as chairman of Brikama Area Council so far?
My chairman, there's not enough words in English vocabulary to describe the man. He's my friend, probably the sweetest human being you ever see, the funniest, very funny man, hilarious, very kind-hearted, very soft. You saw in his interview, he said when he went to the market, he saw this woman, he cried. You wouldn't see Yankuba and then imagine he's the guy that would cry. Because this social media persona, this social media is a problem. They paint you, they are tribalists, all this weird shit, But yeah, he says, he cares a lot. He cares deeply about people. That's why we cry. That's why people like him, they cry. They never cry by themselves. He is a man that, because I see people that keep saying, accountability, everybody says accountability. You talk to everybody, they say the same thing. We have to do the rule of law, accountability, It's like a cliche, right? These things become like basically just words. But if Yankuba says, I don't want this is wrong, wallahi, try him and see. It's not going to happen. I've tested this, I've seen it happen. There's certain instances, me in my politician brain, sitting in his office, dealing with some of these people that come to him for certain things, and I'm like, whoa, okay, you're on a political bit. I remember them be like the way he doesn't see the consequences of, if I say that this guy's gonna not support me, he's not gonna vote for me again, he's gonna lose support and then go back to MPP, or he done, as long as this is the right thing to do. I don't see a human being that can. I remember when one of his brother's son came to apply for jobs when we were hiring in the police and everything. Because at that time we were dealing with what? We were dealing with the Jang family in BAC. Everybody Jang. And then, Jonga, the whole family thing. It became a family thing. And then his whole family came, tried to get a job with the police. And he looked at his brother in the face and said, no. Even though, yes, the brother's son is a Gambian, yes, he has a right to work. You know how Gambians do. Yeah, Gambian, I'm not right. Yes, I'm not right. But where is the moral background here? Like, how do you don't just because you can do something, doesn't mean you should do it. But we are left with our human brains to sometimes assess. Okay, you don't just do whatever you want all the time. That's not freedom, that's slavery. So he looked at it and said, no, you're not going to work here. We can find somewhere for you outside. But here, I'm already fighting this. Because once he accepts that, in the heat of that moment, when we were trying to fight all these wars and going through Janga, bim, bam, bam, police, then you bring your own, what do they say? What are you giving now to the detectors? Even though we're killing them. So then immediately your credibility is in the question. And without credibility, you cannot fix this country. Without credibility, that office cannot be fixed. I know, because the Gambia, once you come and try to be this, you didn't remember, once you start to be the right, you are taking food from people's mouths. This is the fact. There are people that have been living of corruption, comfortably living of it. The system works for them. People in the market with 10 stores. A worker, a staff of BSC, 10 stores. All of these things, they were enjoying life. Many, many ways to make money in BSC. I could be sitting here. Today, if I want, I can make $300,000-$400,000 every week if I want to. Ibrahim, today, I can be doing anything I want, but we have to restrict ourselves. You understand? So if they smell any weakness on Yankuba's side, the kind of war that he basically took on to go against this machine, it's a machine, bro. You don't explain $75 million revenue to go to 300, almost 280 something million in 2 years. That money was going somewhere and okay. It was going somewhere, now it's coming back to the people. So, but coming back to the people, somebody's suffering. Somebody's girlfriends are not going to Dubai anymore. Somebody's slave queen is not getting that brand new G-Wagon. You understand?
Yes.
Somebody's lifestyle has been disrupted. This is the fact. This whole corruption thing we are talking about in the government, anytime you hit JRA and all these people today, there are JRA officers here with 30-something compounds, 10, 15 compounds that I know. Built, okay. in this country. The moment you hit Jara today, you want to be like Yankuba Darboe, trying to do the whole Dinka Sukwening, plug in the holes in the central government. People are going to die here. There are people living off contracts. They take government contract, they chop 40% of the profit before it even starts. That's why every contract you see here, every road they give you, look at the OIC road, $100 million contract for 23 kilometers. You live in Seattle. Look, go ask how much it cost that 405, okay, from the 405 I-5 junction to Tequila. That's how many miles? Go ask how much did they build it. We spent $100 million. Go and check. If you want to cut that, you're going to make a lot of people poor, or they will start losing millions of dollars. So it's not an easy fight. You better be clean and let them not find a spot on you. If they find one spot, they'll exploit it. 2 years now, they cannot find anything with Yankuba because he's the kind of guy that he's the kind of person they'll say, Mama Bugu Dara. The typical Gambian will say, Mama Bugu Dara. That's what the Gambian do. When you try to be, oh, Adama Lefena. We are very corrupt people, this country. Society is very messed up, So you better be prepared. If you come here, you go crazy, yeah? Some of us, every day we go through it. I think I delicate. Then police will, in this time, police could be can then I could, it can actually like, it can move park. I just, because the system will break you. You won't understand what I'm saying until you come back. Yeah, even when you didn't my side, but you see, so this is what we have to encounter. So Yankuba Alayaso Musifala. He doesn't care about Dolaging coming Musuba somewhere, Pajero Babundo in Pirimparantang, this tiki taka life. Luckily, he left when he was what? He left at the age of grade 11, I was there. So grade 11, you go to UK. Some of us like grade 12, we left. So all our lives, we, Moto Burundi Ba Karilako, you saw the life I was living. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't need. What do I need in envy to go and impress some girl in Dubai and nonsense? I did all that. I went to England, I went to Dubai, I went to all these places. What do I need? I went to my Umrah, I didn't use government money for Umrah. Some of these Kotakas, you give them small chance, they force them to think about how to take the girlfriend to Dubai. Huh? The more promise the 100,000 Vela Sunday and a Pirimper. You cannot do it in a life, you cannot even buy a cycle. Now you want to buy Velas. All of who's Mudbankunga, poor people kunga.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let me, I've always said I really like Yankuba because Brikama is very dear to me. That's my home.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a phenomenal job there as well. But some of his interactions on social media, I think, especially for those on the other side. Yeah, I know. But some of his interactions on social media, especially from those who are on the other side, characterize it as very hostile, right? And sometimes very reactionary too. It depends on who is looking at it, right? And for me, sometimes how I see it is this is a natural disposition of Yankuba. Sometimes it's just he doesn't know how to tune it down. He doesn't know how to mince it. He just wants to speak naturally to the government, especially people who voted for him. Do you think there are instances where he could sometimes take a step back and just, be like, okay, cool, I need to let this go, or every time something happens, he has to just jump on it?
Like I said, this is something I've been dealing with because most of now I'm one of the people that understand. Anytime I call them pram. We are the ones that bear the brunt of people's calls. Well, I got a call. Only we were I get it. He once told me that there's no perfect human being, and afanana weakness wala nyindi. I can describe thing. He knows it's a weakness. He's not arrogant about it. He will tell me. He might not come and spew out there, yeah, no weakness, but he told me. I also understand. That's why I never come and tell Yankuba, why did you do that speak? No. Anytime he does something, I take a back seat and watch the fallout. I observe everything. I stay calm. And I know Gambialam, I'll give them 72 hours, they'll forget. We go back to the next day. That's my approach. I never come, oh, Yankuba, your name. No. But he understands, yes, it's a weakness. if I had it my way, certain things, understand, due to the sensitive nature of few issues, certain issues, I'll just let it go. If I had my way, and I do in front of fine. You understand? A few, I don't want to name specific instances, but some of them happened recently. I don't want to open new wounds. You understand? I would stay away for political reasons. But that's the thing with Yankuba. He doesn't look at political consequences. Man, on why that happens. When he's doing certain things, the consequences of he sees as a threat, as like you trying to like threaten. He's like, now my friend, I go back and be a lawyer again. He doesn't really see as the political victory as the be all and end all for him. You understand? Come here, how to pander to you, because once you start pandering, in his mind, once you start pandering, you open that Pandora box. You do it one time. You start pandering. It can pandering that 24/7. Then you become this full fire politician. You know, any issue tell them, you know, you start doing all these things. You always chasing issues. You're never stagnant. You're never stable. So that's also the danger part of it. So he just likes to basically keep it the way it is and speak up when he feels like it. Sometimes it will go right, sometimes it will go haywire. I do after I can clear after. You know. So sometimes he's vindicated because some of the things like the interview, whatever, it was crazy, you know. the big interview. You know, it was crazy. The aftermath was crazy. You saw what happened. You know, public has to come out and, you know, so many things happened. It was rough. It was tough. We had to go through a lot. We had a lot of insults. You know, I mean, people like us, we dealt with a lot. You know, I have to take all this because I have to seal him. To, you know, can you balance? You know, so
now let me ask you something else, really, that you have very strong opinions about, which is the issue of UMC and in Talib Bensouda, because we've seen that I think since the divorce happened, one would expect that by now you'll be ready to move on and focus on the problem, which is, well, not the problem, the main issue, which is the NPP and the current government of the Gambia. But it seems you're still, every day, you're going on social media, attacking Talib and his members, accusing them of things and saying things to them. At what point do you expect Abubacarr to... No, listen, listen.
No, you are accusing
You.
no, Mama attack, look, you attack. No more attack. These people, okay, look, these kids, political law. This politics is a punching game, bro. You understand? They more attack.
Why are you punching an opposition party?
It's not an opposition party. We see them as Adam Barrow. We see them as opponents. We are going to state house. They are an obstacle, and they will get out of the way. They that's a bulldoze. They can build bulldoze. It doesn't matter. It's not like okay, you opposition attending that. No. Come in if I don't call you. So they can build bulldoze. MPP, UMC, be one time.
No, they are your allies. They should be your allies.
My allies. No. My allies, they are not allies. They left because they look at what did they say in their resolution letters? You know those silly letters they've been copy and pasting. I didn't like the letter full. Go and read it again. Oh yeah, I respect that, but I don't see eye to eye. My views, blah 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 blah. They say their views and our views are no more aligned. So you are not an ally. You are, I wouldn't call it an adversary, but you are just not an ally. Our views don't align. You are on your own. I'm on my own. But yeah, because I know these people. It me a lot. The premise of the idea is not just come they have some ideological difference with UDP, come let's say trade policy, it only is different from us, our agricultural policy. These people don't even talk about policy. Do you see them talk about policy like banking, you know, like agriculture, like, you know, job creation? They don't. No. All they talk about who say what are you bena here? You say you're young. I want to hear about, hey, policies about we want to make Gambia a tech hub. want to make Gambia the next Kenya, okay? Creating 1,000 tech workers, software engineers doing software jobs for like Fortune 500 companies. New Lila, new following, give me something fresh. But you are here, you are doing old school. Yeah, and Romale Fangola, can party big, can momoko. Well, you can ya mom party. Garwell ko do mala. So when you Garwell, I'm smarter than you, I know language better than you, I know rhetoric better than you. If you turn to Garwell, I know we can damage. So you can damage in case about because I know in Manta Fenna Namka Tilimbalia, I think Funko, Balafro the Mali somebody. I mean entitlement. Because you felt like you want to go to a system. You don't want to go, and the system gave you a lot. This party gave these guys a lot. Except for this guy, this Talib. You came to the party less than 2-3 months. You get married. Who does that? UDP. Do you know? Go and get. You witnessed our last phone call, last campaign manager, whatever. You saw how competent that thing is, right? My look at my decision. My decision UDP company monument. So come on, my Busajam. Did you see? So come on, beat my decision. How long did my decision been in this party? Tell me. My decision lost a son, Ibrahim Janko. So come from you, Angleterre. Remember, may UDP ba wanyamada. Ama Busaja. Things happen. Did Madi come and stop? Yeah, and I think that you living him, you know, how you used to water. No, I was standing with Madi, but I announced at the result. I'm not below Manda. Now below the Alanka and go, let's go. Everything is fine. But you know, it's good. Now you congratulate everybody left. So you for the officer world. You know, why? You didn't want to go through that?
But also, Boka, they have the prerogative to leave the party as everybody does. The same way you guys embrace Amamadi Quran today, for example, right? Just let me land. Let me come. Listen, let me land. The same way you guys embrace Mamadou Sabali, even after knowing fully
we welcome them. Welcome.
Yes. Yeah, let me land. Let me say that. So people also who are in your party who, in terms of leadership, if they are not aligned with the direction of the party, I think we must also give them the flowers if they want to leave the party. So if they leave and set up their own party, and the basis for their leaving, as you said, the premise of their leaving is they do not see eye to eye with the party in terms of the direction of the party, of the leadership. Now you spend a lot of your time, including members of your party, to attack those individuals who left your party now, right? And let me finish. It feels as though you're losing sight of the bigger issue that all of you should be fighting towards, which is to free Gambia out of what's been going on right now in the country. Right? So
first of all,
a little bit of that square focus on UMC and Talib, especially knowing that Talib came from you guys. Talib, whatever he did it in the name of the United Democratic Party. So if you interrogate that very well, what you're doing is you're opening.
He didn't do anything. No, name of what? Name of who? Name of who? Let me tell you something. Anybody? Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me tell you. Almani more long. Don't let long. I know you are looking at the surface.
No, listen. One more thing. Let me finish one more point. Because you have to realize, Bokar, it's on the way song. You cannot change that. The fact that Talib Bensouda was voted when he came into DDP and people voted for him through United Democratic Party ticket. So what you're saying in effect is also that Atul, for example, UDP have not done its background check enough to ensure that this person do not have such opportunity. Now that he's not in the party, all of these things that you people are saying, you want us to believe that he is this terrible human being or terrible public official.
Terrible human being.
No, terrible public official.
Yeah. No. I'm not even attacking his public record. All I'm doing is, I made it clear to them. So them. But you know, one of the time talent man care. Falta na famanta andinga tajile mbarata. Ndinga mujele patio ya de banna. Mole patio bula letale na it doesn't move me. But what I told them, no so better menna. Ngale kana wala. Ndinga inu wala kabiri 1 year ahead. Nko kalbe yen patio bula ndona bula abina menna number 1 weapon against UDP abemen kala. Go altitali day. They're not gonna go and shut their mouth. Not a yoke with that they take yela do hota mandi, yela police bondi. This is what they do. This is our policing at the But I know 110% for them to go, for them to build another base, they have to go on what they do, the UDP paint. take from us, ye mol fayum ge UDP kan, yen tal imanta because of tribalism. Look at ISFL, ala secretary, ala legal secretary, all these weird people. You come no jailing because of tribalism. Exactly, and I predated 1 year ahead of time. Nkweko ni ibitala ni tala lumene ba follow ko meta because of tribalism. Ndangale kata wolto. Nkweko so jandale fere ngal sabanje. Ngola kila. I do a preemptive hit on them. Ko atal mu tribal solid stuff like I would say but this is what you Allah focus me in it. You are having grievances because I am Malta because of tribalism. You understand? This is what they will focus on. Gamino fendro can gamino jahasajoka atakela. So because if you sit quiet about that, you make Usain Dabal in 1996. You understand? They went, they painted Usain Dabal as a tribalist. They painted him as an old man. He was only 47 years old at that time. He guy old pa. The whole country believes an old pa. He was just 47. And then they say he's a tribalist. This guy married in Banjul, married into Wollaston, everything. I could make a he's the most lingual person you'll ever see. Or multi-ethnic, you understand, person. Yata jake tribalist by force. Mubi banko be sire de yaji be mason ka di bank. So ko jang nyingam fan dof dof jang. Bitale yelo jang yen paint yen define. So what that's what I say. Famously I said I will define them before they define me. So my mission was to preemptively define them before they get a chance to regroup and define me. This is a kamikaze type of politics. It's not clean. It'll get nasty. That's it. I define you before you get a chance to regroup and define me. So ngala kala nge confusion di na tole kala nge Taliban la nge label as betrayers. You understand? And it's stick. Now they cannot define anywhere they go for interviews. They say, oh yeah, betrayed. They always explaining. And in politics, the more you explain, as you explain, you are losing. If you're explaining, you've lost. So they go to any platform. Betrayed. We are not betrayed. They keep talking about betrayals and betrayals. That's where I want them. So until let the do not free. This is it. You either do this or they do it to you. So you choose your poison.
Yes, I mean, for some of us, observers.
Yeah. Observers are observers. Yeah, you observe whatever you want, but we have to do what we gotta do. Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't care about what the observers say.
No, you have to care about what we think. Listen, and sometimes you miss them.
I know, my dismiss, but at this point, for us, if you let this thing go, what happened to Senda is going to happen to you. Yeah. They will define you, they will paint you, and you cannot get it. So it is that. Look at 2021. That doubt and complain, explain that. How to make a tribal story, marketing. Because who? The mobile husband and said, "Ninto winda iben Senegal sambal Mali stuff Senegal iben ninu sambal Janele, be sambal Bisale." All for them on a platform. An elderly statesperson said that we spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks of our campaign, last 3 weeks all in community. Fund defending something on common sense for make. Who in their right mind is going to deport people to Senegal? Yeah. So Usenda is going to deport his own nephews? Yeah.
So
how?
Yeah. So
it doesn't make sense, right? But we have to take time to go there instead of talking about our 5-point agenda, all these things and policies. We were busy defending marketing, because who said it? An elderly statesman, an advisor to the president, and the president also said, "Nimol, nal makiltu, nale katafem al sala wulo king, ni rebel or ni talks all. He call us talks, he call us rebels,